What is the funniest prank a parent, grandparent, aunt or uncle has ever pulled on you, siblings and cousins? After my family watched the animated movie Pinocchio from Disney, my aunt stitched together fake donkey ears, and because she works in makeup for movies, she used makeup glue to glue the donkey ears to my brothers, her sons and nephews, into thinking their misbehavior was turning them into donkeys. I was spared because I never misbehaved. Our senior prank in high school was that we made a super elaborate mural like graffiti at our school with our class year on it. It was so detailed and well made they couldn't remove it because it happened on a weekend, so it sat around for a few days, plus it was made to fit the school. Basically, we managed to make the school like nicer in such a way they couldn't get rid of it without making it look like they had no school spirit. Coworkers removed the wheels off of someone's office chair and put it on blocks after someone did the same to his car the weekend prior. Total insult to injury. More of a joke than a prank, but I love this memory. Waiting for the bus with my mum, and suddenly she said, "Look at the big orange cat on the road," us being huge cat ladies. I looked, and rolling down the road was an orange CAT digger. By the time my brain processed what happened, my mum was wheezing from laughing too hard. FYI, English is our second language. The school up the road from my own had a clock tower, so for the grad prank one year, students walked a cow up the clock tower. My father swore that the radio knob in the car was loose, so every time he turned right it would get louder and left it would get quieter. It wasn't until years later that I discovered what steering wheel volume controls were. Alright, so we have a painting that floats around the house. People take turns sticking it in weird spots to freak people out. So I go to bed one night and someone puts it at the foot of my bed. The door closing wakes me up, and I can only make out a face in the darkness. I spent a minute trembling under the covers before I realized what happened. There was this really tall clock tower in my grandfather's college. The day before his graduation, him and some of his buddies coaxed a cow up the stairs all the way to the top of the tower. It's a well-known fact that cows have an extremely hard time going downstairs. They had to postpone graduation because of all the emergency services closed off portions of the campus. It's the Christmas of 2009 in Romania. My grandpa excitedly comes in bringing a bunch of these candy apples. My sister takes a bit over the coating, she goes yum, another bite, and she starts nauseating. The smell of onion fills the room. She still won't let him live that one down. When I was about 9, I convinced my younger brother 6 that one of us was a robot, but I was unsure of who it was. He started acting pretty fucking weird for a few days, trying desperately to prove to himself that it wasn't him. Taking a shit in the backyard, for example, and showing his friends. 30th, we hired a stripper to dance for him and rub her butt with lotion. While he was blindfolded, we switched her out with another guy at the party instead. While the birthday boy had a good double handful of lotiony skinny dude, but we took the blindfold off of him. Pranking my husband comes with consequences. Pretty ugly. As family lore has it, the original brat, the first grandchild of the family, went up to my aunt on her wedding day, prompted by one of her other aunts, and told her she looked pretty, and then shortly after the bride said thank you, she yelled "pretty ugly" and ran away. Now during every wedding, the brides have to expect it from one of the younger family members. For Christmas, my dad would give my sister and aunt a box of their favorite cereal. He would always make it a pain in the ass to open the gift. First year he wrapped the 2 boxes in duct tape. Second year it was 3 layers of duct tape. Third year it was a wooden box, nailed shut. The final prank was a metal cage welded shut. I miss that dude. In the Boy Scouts, we used to take newbies out in the first with paper sacks to go snipe hunting. I thought this was regional to Michigan, but in the service when I was stationed in Texas, I heard they did the same thing as a prank there. My grandparent, dad, and uncle would always do this. There's a spot around the kneecap that they would pinch with a surgeon's precision and make us jump what felt like 10 feet from a sitting position. Connected my Bluetooth to the speaker my sister used in the bathroom while taking a shower, then turned off the lights and played Toreador March. She screamed so loud and it was priceless. They put me up for adoption as a joke. Joke is on them. When my new father said "you're no son of mine," he was telling the truth. And then we'd laugh and I'd be told to get back in the hole. Good times. They played it off that I missed Christmas and New Year celebrations. This one I pulled on my younger sister. There was a set of stoneware plates my parents had. My sister and I would bicker who would get this one plate that spelled "you were special today." One day, I replied to my sister, "Okay, you can have it. You were special." Took her 10 minutes to realize the joke, and I was the one who was enrolled in special ed. Growing up, we lived in a house on top of a hill in the country, and just down the road, only a 2-minute walk away and at the nodding of the hill, lived my grandparents. Every April Fool's, without fail, My grandmother would call us before I left for school and tell us to look at the deer in the field out back. She would giggle as we would look to see the deer and then exclaim April Fools when we couldn't see them. I miss her a lot.